Hello everyone, and happy full moon in Scorpio. This is the astrology reading. It's going to be a lot different than the other videos. I mainly feel that it has a lot of information and it could be in a more personal reading. And the way that I'm doing this reading, you guys will get the information that everyone needs to know. So I'm just basically cutting it down and making it better in my opinion, okay? So I hope you guys enjoy this. Okay, so the full moon is gonna be in Scorpio and it's happening on the 26th of this month. So it's gonna be on Monday, all right, in my part of the world. And first, happy birthday to all Taurus, right? Because we're in your birthday season. And it's a full moon in Scorpio, and I do believe you guys are opposite signs. So you guys really vibe with each other, that Scorpio water and the Taurus earth sign, right? So you'll find yourself really attracted to people who are Taurus or people who are Scorpio. I hope you guys can't hear the noise too much because I'm in a new location. So let's talk about this full moon. So it is going to be 7 degrees, 5 minutes. You can look at the 7 degrees. It's not very high, right? But you can look at it in numerology and see the different meaning for 7. I like to think of it as a spiritual growth, a continuation of learning. So you can look at that and see from the new moon to this full moon, what have you experienced or learned that 7 can apply. Now the 5, we like to translate that in 5 minutes. If you do meditation, it could be a simple 5-minute meditation, something with the breath, inhale for 3 seconds, exhale for 3 seconds, and do a 5-minute meditation. Now the most powerful time to do this is at the high peak of the moon, and its specific time will be at 8:31 p.m. and its East Coast time will be at 11:31 p.m. Now Scorpio will be in the 12th house, so you want to think about all of the 12th house meaning that applies to the 12th house, and the 12th house will offer you this collective unconscious mind. Okay, so what is happening, we can translate that to what's happening in your external world, right? And how does that apply with your life? But I feel like this full moon is more personal than that. We also have the psychic abilities. So have you been trusting your intuition? Has things been happening that you feel, hey, I know that this is not the best choice for me right now, but I'm going to go with it, go with the flow. But remember that whatever happens, we can always change things around so that it works in our favor and it just gets itself resolved with ease and flow. But the Scorpio energy is teaching us to be strong and to teach ourselves how to do things so that we can win, we can survive, we can make it through in a more peaceful way, right? A more happier way. So the big ones that pop out, and it all depends on who you are and what you're experiencing, but the 12th house, there's so many different little pieces in the full moon that you can look at as a puzzle and say, oh, okay, that works for me. I'm experiencing that. I know someone that's experiencing that. And you put it together and you're like, okay, that makes sense. This astrology stuff, there's strong meaning there. So we have endings. Some of us might be experiencing something where something needs to end or it did end, and there's healing, which I'll get to, that has to happen. Everything that I'm mentioning, there is an opportunity to look deep within and offer it healing. There is healing, okay? There is closure, closure and ending, but the closure of something might not have went well, or it did. So there's issues around that. Old age can factor into something. It's not negative. It is something that is positive, but it could also be a negative experience but there's a positive lesson in that as well, okay? Karma can be an issue, something that from one action presented something else and it resulted in this, and there's a learning opportunity there. Limiting beliefs. We all can get through times that are limiting beliefs when we choose to apply different techniques that can help us. So that's really powerful. We have the subconscious mind, okay? So things we're unaware of, and it may present itself and end up in some kind of ending, closure, or some need for solitude, being alone, time to ourselves to heal again. So all these words can match up with each other, but in different ways. Issues with the afterlife. Maybe you're thinking of someone that passed away. They could have, their thought of them could inspire you to be stronger. Maybe you dreamt of someone that has passed away and their energy inspire you to be stronger, to be better. Maybe you feel their essence. Maybe you feel that, hey, they're wishing me well on the other side. So there's something positive there. Now, Scorpio in the 12th house is happening in the ascending. So the ascending is a sign, they basically say, above you while you were being born. So if someone was going to be born between now, I believe now, or on the full moon and a few days after, their rising sign would be Scorpio, because Scorpio is in the ascending right now. And they would be born a Taurus, right? So we have that, okay? So at the moment they would be born a Taurus, because we're in Taurus season, and they're both opposite on the chart. So we already covered that. Now there's many different meanings to the ascendant. Check it out. The ascendant will be the personality that someone will notice about you when they first meet you. So you could be a Gemini and you have this outgoing, talkative personality, but then someone else might tap into, hey, I thought you were a Scorpio when I first met you, or I thought you were a Gemini, and they guessed your ascending and they guessed your sun sign. Okay, so these two signs are very powerful in your outward personality. Now, the other cool thing that I learned as we go in astrology, we pick up new things. Our physical appearance, the ascendant represents our physical appearance. So sometimes a person might not look exactly the same, but there's something about them that's similar. And it also has to do with their overall health. Now, check this out. How do I interpret this? I interpret this that whatever you're experiencing even before the new moon, right? During the new moon that passed, that was in Aries, I believe, yes. And then leading up to now, which is going to be on Monday, the full moon in Scorpio, you might experience something that has to do with your physical appearance. Maybe it was draining to you. I know I was traveling, so I'm tired, but I'm like determined, right? So, and I've been through a lot in the last few days, but I'm strong, and the astrology is something fun. So I'm doing that while working on other things to make a better future and present for myself, present and future, right? So maybe you're doing a lot of work, a lot going on. It can affect your physical appearance. You feel tired. It could be your overall health can get affected by stress, overthinking, trying to do good, trying to solve things, and getting tired, and that affecting the physical health, right? So that's an experience that you can find as well. So I have a few planetary transit that I wanted to talk about, but I want to pick one. Okay, I'll mention Sun conjuncts Venus. That one is great. Moon trines Mercury. Sun conjuncts Mercury. Okay, the Sun sextiles Mars. at 4 degrees 53 minutes. Okay, so I like this one because it's be optimistic. It's a great aspect. It's harmonious. It's about setting goals and getting it done. It's keeping your energy up, being assertive, being competitive. Being competitive is winning for you. I don't like competing with someone else, but winning for yourself and telling yourself, like a nice affirmation, I am a winner, and I attract what I desire. That can be good. It's the negative part is being impatient. We all can feel that because we're so excited about completing something, getting it done. When we feel impatient, maybe we can check in and see, is this a sign for me to work by myself? Kind of like if your birth number was 1, you're a leader and you work better by yourself. If you work with someone else, sure, we can all feel weak, or we can all recognize we need to tap out of the weakness if we're doing that. But we can always recognize when we're not the best person for something and someone else can do it better. But we can also do it even if it's not something that's great. You know, like I like to design up my videos, but that takes a lot of time, which is fine. But also just putting a video up raw like I'm going to do with this one is good as well, because it's simple. It gets the message out, and I know a lot of people appreciate it. I love watching videos like this. I don't need an intro song all the time. Sometimes it's nice to do it when the vibe hits me, and sometimes I just want to put the video up because the content is great in my opinion, because it's providing healing to me, and I hope it provides healing to you, what I write down, right? Let's see, I wrote down here, ready. This makes manifesting happen. It puts you in the mood of being ready. Like you're like, I'm ready for this. Yesterday I was ready to make videos, but I had boxes and other things that I had to do. And I was like, okay, real life responsibilities. And this is also real life responsibilities. So we all have to make choices, and hopefully everything will work out, great. Okay, I need to get this in. Okay, so this full moon main message for everyone is look deeper at how you communicate. I'm going to read this out or type it out in the information below, but get a deeper look at your emotions, your feelings, and your thoughts. And you want to see, if you need to speak kinder to yourself. Let go of the maybe collective unconsciousness that the 12th house is talking about. Okay, because whatever the world is unconscious about, that they should be conscious about to make this place a better place, limit that, let it go. That's how I interpret it for me. Okay, and do the best you can in your life and create love and harmony around your space. And I've always known this, and it radiates out. So this is something that we can all do to then make the unconscious conscious, and it's just changing the energy in a more positive way. So this full moon, Scorpio's message is, what can you do for yourself, and what can you teach yourself? And it might be the key to everything, and just focus on that, having your time to just focus and do the best you can. And remember that your emotions and everything will just line up when you have a deep look at yourself, deep look within, and speak healing words to yourself. Heal yourself. The Scorpio energy is water, but they're very fiery. They're ruled by Pluto and Mars. So Pluto is like the transformation that happens. Pluto is really sitting back and looking and seeing the bigger picture and really understanding everything. And Mars has to understand everything before it attacks. Okay, it's very defensive, it's very protective, and it's a winner, and it's a fighter for itself. So we can all incorporate that energy within us. It's the wisdom of Pluto, and the determination for self-healing and self achievement and success and happiness from Mars. Okay, that determination. You can have all of these things already, but the timing wasn't right. Something was off, and your focus was needed in other places. It doesn't mean that you weren't wonderful or great or whatever. It's just the timing of how things are, and that's simply it. Okay, we make mistakes, we make great choices, and there's room for healing and forgiveness, and there's room for understanding of factors in our lives So we just do the best that we can. And this full moon is illuminating. It's going to light up the night sky. It's going to light up your life and really connect to your positive needs for that night. What do you want to work on? I think focusing on the sun sextile Mars can be a really good one. It's not the highest number at 4 degrees 53 minutes. There's other higher ones, but that looked like a good aspect. And I actually looked at it by accident. I was looking at all the higher numbers, but the higher numbers doesn't equal something powerful. Okay, just because the degree, I feel, just because the degree isn't the highest one doesn't mean that it can't be healing in some way. Okay, so I think that's a beautiful message. So I will type this out because I don't know if my phone has enough memory to keep going as I jab here. But I want to say the sacral, solar plex, and throat chakra, those are the three to work on this full moon. Yes, the solar plexus is what Scorpio is associated with, but they're all, it's fire, right? Yellow, fire. And it is actually below the navel and not above like they show you in images. So from being a Kundalini meditation teacher, you know, a lot of the imagery we see is just so you can see the chakras, but not where they are actually located. So when we do it correctly, when we have the information, it makes our meditation even more powerful because that sacral solar plexus chakra, all that energy is moving up. Okay, so all right, working, if you want to do a chakra meditation and some kind of Reiki cleansing for that full moon, that's a great practice to do. Okay, the three chakras that you're putting your most focus on is the water element of the sacral, the fire element of the solar plexus, and the blue, the throat chakra of healing. It's air element, right? It could be ether as well, right? So you think of space and pulling it in. It's so much information, but I'll add other videos on here to, you know, tap into other learning stuff that has nothing to do with tarot or astrology, right? So, and I know you guys appreciate that, those learning videos. So you want to focus on the throat and how you speak to yourself, and does your end outcome meet up with what you want, how you feel, what your thoughts are, and what you say. And healing, take that within and heal yourself, and take a deep look at yourself where you are and see, what are my survival mechanism and how can I shift that up? Maybe you were a certain way for a few years because it helped in that situation. Maybe it was a bad thing, but then you made it good in a way. You did the best you could with it, and maybe now it's time to change. And now Scorpio is like, how do you survive? How can you teach yourself skills or new skills or tweak skills and your survival, and how that can attract the right people into your life so that all of your resources are flowing with ease. Boom. All right. I love it. All your resources flowing with ease. So I'm wishing everyone a happy full moon in Scorpio. You have that fire, that water, that element of survival within you, and enjoying it as well, and thriving and having fun with your life, and finding that deep healing for yourself, a lasting positive relationship for yourself and everyone around you. Happy full moon, and I'll see you guys next time. Click like, all the stuff that, you know, people say so that others can see this, because I know I have 5,000 and more people here, but I want it to reach out to you guys. So please click like and all that fun stuff. And I just hope the message resonates with you guys. So I'll see you next time. Peace.